And we're live. Yeah. Right. That quickly need to add some. Add that. Oh, application audio capture, music audio. I already had one apparently in the scene. Oh. All right. Let's hope that that works. Then in the meantime, so need to quickly to go just so I can copy over this link address, share it in this. Right, and just also share it with that person. There we go. And that's that. Might want to put that a little bit down. Yep. All right. So it's been a while. So the plan for today is implementing the port listing, implementing the port that starts the node hacks minigame, and I want to also possibly implement the system options already. Maybe it's just going to be the template, but it's not going to be that much. So what I have envisioned is currently we have in prefab overlays, no, not overlays, program UI port selector. So we have this one right here. So this needs to be filled with the actual list. If I'm correct, this is already a vertical layout group, which is cool. So I just need to create a sub prefab for that. So let me quickly create a folder here. Port selector. Then we move this prefab into there, and then we make a and we'll just make this also a prefab, so I can easily change that out. All right, so port selector. I already had a script open. Let me just quickly see what that will be this one. And let me just disable that one. So currently this is our port options UI. So this will be for each button. So we'll start with a serialize field for our text element. MP text underscore port num text port num text equals port dot port and to string because of course this is a short. So then we have that. Then in our port selector UI, we have that it instantiates the port option prefab in the parent, and then it gets the port option UI and initializes it with the port, which then gets sent here, and that will be set here. And I would also need just to cache the data, port data. And then we'll just do port data as port. So yeah, this is currently how it looks. So the port data has a service name, a port. If it's UPnP, it's kind of not really useful data, but it's funny to have and is open. This is a important one. Because in here I also need a way to identify if it's open or not. So let me just do that. Serialize field private image from UI button image. Then we need a serialize private sprite, because then we'll have an open port sprite, port button sprite, and a closed port. And what we'll do then is underscore button image dot sprites equals port dot is open, and if it is open, we'll use the open button sprite port button sprite, or otherwise we use the closed button port sprite. So that's useful. If public void on click, we'll make a on click thingy jig here too, for if you click on the button. Currently we'll just have it empty because of course we don't have anything for that yet. But in the future that will go to the node hack manager and we'll start a node hack. We're currently just possibly having 0 as a difficulty. So all right, let's go back to our Unity. And let's add the port selector UI. This is the port selector UI, of course. Then we'll have the port list will be the parent. The prefab itself will be the port button. And when we go to the port button, this port button, let me just do that and that. Well, this will be port option UI, and then we have the port num text, which will be that. And the button image is that. The open port is, let me just quickly go to my sprites button. And we have button blue for open and button red for closed. And then I quickly need to start up my server. So, is this, where is this currently? CD server and CD API. I actually need to start the API, but so start. You can currently not see this, but I'm writing it in a console real quick. Run, start. All right, the API is being started, which is good. Start dev for the server data, because that's also pretty useful. All right, the API is up, so then we can technically start this, and then it would be useful if we actually have the window canvas open. Then we can go to browser. Oh, wrong one. Fluxmail. Oh, I also don't have that open. So this, the Fluxmail, that blackness needs to be a little bit more down, so it has a little bit more space. But that's something I can work on later. Actually, let me just quickly do that, because otherwise I'll forget anyway. Web pages, Fluxmail. The title bar. There we go. Oh, sorry, the header. I need down. What is that one? That'll. Something like that, right? And then we'll just. I can type. That a little bit smaller, like that, and then there. That should work. I quickly need to, because there's no jobs currently, right? Oh, but oh yeah. Wait, what? Would be pretty useful if my actual database would be up. Otherwise, it doesn't have a connection to any data. Start up the database. There we go. Go. Database is back up. Let me just automatically enable you, because you technically are required. Go. There we go. Now that is everything. Oh, wait a minute. I know what that is. That's the... No, Fluxmail. That's the... I just put this at 166. 66. And minus 166. Just so that is set up. And that's good. That's good. There we go, now that works. And if I go into here, yeah. Target changed, scan ports. Should still work fully. Yeah, there we go. Now actually shows. What is that? That isn't supposed to be there. Button iteration. Thread. What happened in this sprite edit? Oh, interesting. Let me quickly fix that. Apply. I think that's the box shadow, the drop shadow. Interfered with that. Bum 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 bum. Right. So, locksmith, select that, target, scan port. There we go. No. Still not perfect. Like, what is this one? Because it is the same one, right? Yeah. I think at least. Seems to be bigger, right? What's the difference? Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Interesting. So at least now we have this, which works, which is nice. Maybe want to put the service. Do I want to? Yeah, let's just put the service in there too. So let's go to the port button. How big is it? The scene. What's that? Thank you. Port button. You're 1020. Oh, hello, Will. Hello, Reaper or Dank, whatever. And hello, Cybex. How you guys doing? And 20. Go. Now that's accurate. Then let's make this a horizontal layout group. Let's add that. Padding. I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. Does it work? Needed to be. Yeah, well, that's fine, actually. And then I need the bottom to be 10 at least. 8. Yeah, 8 is fine. Go. That's that. So middle right. Then don't force expand that. And let's add a little bit of right padding. Yes, sir. And have a spacing of like 50? Yeah, 50 will do. Maybe do middle center actually. Oh. So then we will do, this will be the port number. And this will be service name. Then we head back over to our coding. And we are going to add the port service text here, which will just be per service text dot service name, and doesn't have to be that. That's already a name, which is a string. Then let's just do for the fun node hack manager instance. Oh, dot instance start node hack with a difficulty of 0 because I don't have a way to calculate the difficulty yet. Exactly, Unity for the win. So I don't have that yet. Could do that in the future, of course, when I implement that. So technically, let me just grab my to-do list real quick. So the implement port listing is now technically done. We have the list of ports which are on the device. Next is to start the node hack, which technically is only that line of code, which will be easy. So let's go back to Unity and implement the functionality. So service name, put that over in there. Oh, port number, put that one in there. And then the button needs to be at that and on click. So the on click is now linked with the port button and then the port option UI on click, which is nice, which is what we need. Also, oh yeah, that. Unity editor errors, don't you just love them? And this is a forbidden, but that's because I don't, I'm not set up to be logged in, so it doesn't have a, it doesn't have an account to reference. All right, so let's go to the mail and select that target, scan that port. All right, there we go. Now we have the two ports, and if we click on one, it starts the node hack, but there are some issues, as you can see. Like, it doesn't close the window canvas, which it should. Yeah, that should be closed, so that's something I would need to change in my code real quick. So let's quickly go back to Visual Studio, and in here we need to add another canvas. So this is the window canvas. And then we'll do window canvas.gameObject.setActive false. So at least that window is closed. And that I also need to quickly do in this one because this is my test one. Just in case. And on minigame completed. No, node success. Clean up node hack. Yeah. Here we need to re-enable it. There we go. So that should be that little issue fixed. Let me check real quick in Unity. Then we'll need to add the reference in here. Go canvas. There we go. I might want to in the future use it as an event rather than having a direct attachment to the script because it's not that clean. So let's do this again. And then that. So yeah, that works. So that is the second to-do list item done, that it starts the node hack. Then next is to listen to the finished node hack event and then check if that works. So let's just go through this. Doesn't quite work that bad, good, but oh great, memory. Well, I failed that minigame. Oh, still memory. If it's like what I will do is quickly just what I could technically do is in here. Let me just quickly create another context menu that I can just skip minigames or just finish successfully finish the node hack because that is possible too. Node hack success. Because I can call that in here. Context menu. Finish. Put hack. Success. Private void. Which we'll just do node hack success dot invoke. Which was an empty event, so that's nice. And then let's also make one for the failed one. Just so I can test both easily. Go. And then let's go back to Unity, and now if I can cheat this system by just saying, oh yeah, I successfully did that. And click on that, then just click on this and success. There we go. And it closes, so it reopens the window, which is good. Let's also test if failing it also, yeah, that also works. So So next up, I kind of want to have a lock icon too when it's a closed port, so that's something to be implemented. Let's write it down real quick in my to-do list. Just so it is like understandable that it's closed. Maybe like have a lock icon on this area sign. Then the next thing would be to open the system options, which we don't have yet, which would be a new program. So that will be, and let me just copy over target options and call this system options. Just so we have that. So in the system options, we have the file browser that I want to add. Then we have a I see that is an issue. Not for, not that. And have a spacing of 10, 20, 40. Let's do 40. 40 is fine. All right, so we need a button to elevate root. Elevate to root. Then we have a button to open the services, which is technically root only, so services. So I'll by default just, wait, let me just clear these so I don't accidentally create an issue with that. The services will be default red. Then I still need to fix that one little issue with our button iteration. Wait, we're still in play mode? Huh? Also, I see that I forgot to open system options, so this is target options. Let me just do that, and then system. Go. So, and then I need to fix that also in this one. Which is the console, I think, in console, right? Window manager. I kind of forgot where I put that. Did I? window? Console? Console window. Ah, yes. Default is target option. There we go. Default target actions, target options. So whenever you change the target, that's the default where it goes to. That's where it was laid. Then we have system options. There we go. Services. So services is default red. I didn't change the sprite yet, which is what I was going to do now. Just apply that. There we go. Why don't you want to update that? That's an interesting issue. Let me just do that real quick, just to check. No, it still exists, so I think that's just an issue with my exported sprite, which is something I need to fix then. Anyway. So then we have services, we need restart device, which is also a root thing. We have disconnect, which can always be done. So let me just make that back blue again. So these are the system options. Currently, of course, no functionality is implemented yet, and I really need to fix that button thing. But that will be, and I'll do that like after the stream or so. Let me quickly think though. Now I need to make sure that it opens it afterwards, so I need to I also saw something else that I need to fix, maybe. Because if you do that, it opens the other options. Oh no, wait, it does have the style. Right. So in here, actually, what it needs to do is because this is the console window UI actions view, right? Currently has a port selector. And then it technically needs the thing. So in the port selector, we're going to add the what's it called? Another program real quick, which is going to be the node hacker program. So let's quickly create that node hacker program. So in that where did I put all my data, right? No. objects. Ah, yeah. Let me just quickly make a folder here, programs. I need to overwrite the program with port scanner and stuff like that. So that, and then we'll get the node hacker, which is another program. Which will then also have a little bit of a console interaction. So let's just quickly implement that. So let's go to Visual Studio, open up the node hacker, and we'll say, oh yeah, this is a program. And then I'll delete those, and I'll quickly go to a reference program because it's been a while since I did this, so I need to do that. And I copy over this. And this is Node Hacker. So this will just be a console line text, which will be. I would like to actually implement ASCII art for this, so let me just quickly get some ASCII art. Text to ASCII art engine. We'll call this. Just quick. Ah, yeah, this one will. All right, so that, then 0 because close that. Then the second line. Third line. And of course in Visual Studio it doesn't look that nice because of course Visual Studio doesn't have a monospace font. But I'll showcase it in a second when it's done, fully implemented. And I put the character type speed to 0 just so it immediately prints it instead of actually writing it out line by like character per character. Is then and then just an empty line, and then we'll just do let's do yeah, so targeting. Oh, you can kind of see it with the node, but you can't really see it with the targeting requested port. Let's just make that 2 seconds. Preparing attack. 3 seconds. And then after that it will do the event of that it opens the node hacker. So let's go back into Unity. Now this looks horrendous, but oh well. And then we go to the minigames. No, that's the events, programs. There we go. Then create scriptable objects, programs, node hacker, because we only have one. Then did I do it in here? Oh yeah, I did. So then we on execution finished, we need to start a node hack, which can I do this? So then I would need to think real quick. I can make it an empty event, by the way. Node hack start, scriptable objects, events empty, node hack start. Then in my programs, the node hacker, we execute this. And then we need to go back to the node hack manager real quick to implement that functionality. So, oh, that's the minigame. Node hack manager. Then start. Node hack start and listener start node hack, which I also need a private void start for, which just start node hack currently 0, just because of that simplicity's sake. Yeah, I guess I am just really used to this font, so it doesn't really matter. It's a way better readable as well. I can try a lot. Let me just check it. I don't know. So that would be tools options, environment. Environment. Oh, there, yeah, environment, of course, fonts and colors, yeah. And then, as soon as that's loaded, on a little bit down, so lost. And now if we go into node hacker, I think the spaces still doesn't. Oh, I think it's also because of the slash that it isn't aligned correctly. Because of course, in the ASCII art generator, it only does 1 slash, whilst in Visual Studio it does 2 slashes to cancel out the other one. So, alright, let's go back to Unity. Now that is in there. Now I need to add the empty event here. Oh. Alright, let's see if this works. Flux melt. Up details, select the target, scan port. Scanning success. Alright, so, oh yeah, of course, I still don't do that yet, so I need to... So I quickly need to go into... Where is it? The port button. Because I need to change this now to the actual program. It's to start. Oh. Execute. Yeah. Delays, right? I forgot to change out the event that it calls. There we go. What did I forget? I think I forgot something. Node no. Program UI target options. It has the scan port, right? And that just executes it. Yeah. Why doesn't this work then? So it doesn't throw an error, so. Interesting. Why don't you want to work? Not because execute finished. So it is execute. Why doesn't execute technically? Whereas in the other one it should work. Oh, all right. Oh, I'm stupid. I completely forgot that I need to add this program to the program list in my console manager. Otherwise, the console just doesn't know the program exists. I could just also do it on enable and check if the thing exists, but I of course don't want to enable all programs immediately. I want specific ones. Sometimes some programs are still in development and I don't want to push those with. So now it should work. I guess it's too big. So can I make it smaller? Smush. Small. Technically, this could work too. So that one was way too big. So let me just quickly replace that with a smaller one. But of course, also just lower the font size, but no one likes reading smaller text. If it's only for an effect, I don't know. Alright, going back to Unity. There we go, I just changed it, so browser, Fluxmail, take a job, scan ports. Maybe I should also add that to the environment. There we go, this one works. So I might need also a console clear thing, which I could technically just implement in the program itself, because I do have on execute. So if I first do console and just make a new action, scriptable objects, events, empty, clear console, just console clear. And then in program node hacker, we start with a console clear invoke. Of course, I'm still in play mode, but then I need to quickly go into the code. Also, in this one, it also shows that the double slashes to cancel out the slash, so it does seem that it doesn't work. If I would have added an add in front of the string to cancel out any things, like I don't remember what it's called, but something. But anyway, console manager. Oh. UI. Console actions UI, that's the one I need. Then I need header. Let's just not put it in here actually. Because does this one have access to the console? Does the console manager have access to the console itself? No. Alright, then we'll just actually, I could just put that under the console line section. Serialize empty events. Clear console events. On event, add listener. Oh, add listener. Clear. Switch. Console line holder. For int I equals console line holder child count -1 because of course getting the childs is a little bit annoying. Otherwise, then I is bigger or equal to 0. I minus. Then console line gets child I. And then we'll do destroy. And we need to get the game object because it of course gets the transform, and destroying a transform is not allowed directly. So we destroy the game object. So that should now clear those console lines nicely. So let's go back to Unity and go back to Windows, console window, and add the console clear event to that. Now if we play it, and we go to the flux mill, target, console, scan ports. Then we go to that, and there we go. Let's just add another quick line that just node hacker, which is the dots, which doesn't have a. Yeah, so let's just. Let's just make that 2 second. 1 second with a prefix of attacking target. Go. So that one, then we go back into Unity, and that should, then we have technically one finishing the node, start the system options. Did we check that? I don't think we did that yet, did we? Oh. I don't know why I stopped and started playing it again. So then it opens that, then we successfully finish it, and then if import selector, we need to add in this UI script another script that, well, at least another reference to the empty event, checking if the actual thing is done. Checking if the node hack is finished. If it is successfully finished, then it should open the action. So there's the actions event that also needs to be called from this to start open the system options. So let's quickly do that in the port selector UI. So in here, we need a serialized field for the private empty event node hack success. Later on, we also need a node hack fail to get then the port that it tried to. Well, actually, no, I need node hack fail on the actual port button, because I want to disable that port button then from being able to be targeted again. Later we need to implement in the server/API that it actually stores that it failed, then start a timer to make sure that the player can re-attack it after a while, not directly immediately, because the player just shouldn't have failed it. Alright, so we also need a game object event then. Object event, which will be the action, open action. Node hack success. Okay, then I need an awake. On events, add listener, open system action. System action. System actions. Oh, no, not a parameter. Method. Then I do also need this system. I also need the system action here. Game objects. I don't need to do this one. I just don't like using the listener that I made, because it's not the cleanest code, but well, anyway, open system actions and then just make a reference to serialize field private game object, which is the system actions. And we'll just do open action event, invoke system actions. And now back in Unity, we add the system actions in here, system options, with node hack success and open action. this should then open that, the system actions. So we target that quickly because I don't want to go through this, and then it opens that. Good. So that works. So now we open the system options, which is nice. Then next we need to I also want to implement that in the console now. If you successfully finish the node hack, it shows that it was successful. And otherwise it will say failed. Which is which I'm now going to just implement that, I guess. Then, because the console doesn't have a system of implementing singular lines, currently it only has multiple, like the program it uses. So let's create it so it does, like it can actually output a singular line into it. So let's create that quickly. So let's go to the console manager. No, not console manager, the console action UI. And we'll add another, we add a string event. No, a console line event. Which is going to be a custom one. I don't think, no, I haven't done that. So console line event. So let's do that. Custom events. Let's create a custom event. Let's just copy over this, paste that. Now reload. Console line event. Console line event, console line. Console line. And this can only be executed through code because console line can't be serialized. So then we're going to the console UI back, console actions UI, And then we'll do a console line events. Event, I can't type. Print single line events. On event, add listener, print single line. Print single line, actually. Generate a method for that. Thank you very much. And then in here it says print lines, and then I just do a private enumerator print line, which is a console line. Line. And then we can say yield return print line console line. And then here we can do start coroutine print line with so now we have that in place. We have a console line event in place, so that should work. Then inside of our port selector UI, because you have the node right here, like open system actions, yeah, then just also have a console line event. Print single line event. And then print single line event dot invoke with a new console line text. Then I need to copy a little bit from Node Hacker because that's success. Node hack status. And then we can also node hack fail event. Print failed line. Generate a method. Failed. Oh. And we don't want any character writing speed, so it's instantly written to the console. All right, so that should be those. And now let's go back to Unity and then go to the well, let's first make a new event, custom event, console line event, print, console print, console line print. I guess, yeah, console line print, that's fine. Sounds weird, but at the same time, it does get the point across. So, node hack failed goes in there, print single line, console line print, there we go. And now, I do need to go to the console itself, so that would be the console window. In here, there's print single line, that should be that, console line print. And now, if we go test this, it should nicely show if it was successful or failed at the end. So we do that. Then success, and then success node hack status. Maybe do first node hack status and then success or failed. I guess that's... I guess that would look better. Node hack status, colon, failed. Hack status, colon, and then I will remove the brackets though, because it doesn't. And I hate in the node hacker itself. Can I just make a console? Wait. Console line delay. Let's just add a delay of a second there. So let's quickly go back to Visual Studio and let's create this console line delay. And that's going to be relatively easy because that's just going to be technically let's just copy over this one. Console line delay. Copy that. Because I tried to make it serializable, but sadly it doesn't really work. Because these of course are private, so could make those serializable fields and then should work. But then still the base class is actually abstract, so serializable abstract is not possible. So that's just time to wait. Then remove these. Remove this. And then just yield return. Wait for size. Yeah. There we go. That's just a delay. And now that exists, which is just a delay of 1 second before it actually goes, before it actually finishes the program. Which is useful in the future for when, like, I want to like write something, then add a delay. It's still something that's probably going to be used besides the node hacker itself. So now if I play, go to the browser, go to Foxmail, scan ports. Let's do that. Then success, and then it says node hack status success. And if I would do it the other way, so if disconnect, I should also probably go back to the default actions. So that's something that needs to be implemented, but that will probably be another event. Everything should be implemented then. So disconnect will probably be an event that just calls the open action, then the target action, default target action, yeah. All right, so let's do that, and then it resets everything, so that's fun. I'm curious, should I just make it so the node hacker itself is also, like, as soon as you press scan ports, at least this nmap scanner, that it also clears this, and possibly also add some ASCII art for it. So let's target that port again. I also should still make it so close ports aren't accessible, actually. Then we fill, and then we get node hack status filled. So that's cool. That works. But currently, you can just press it again and it works. So that needs to be changed, of course. Because in the future, I want it so if you fail, you can't immediately hack again the same port on the target machine. You actually need to wait some time. So that would be that. Then next I need to disable the button so it's when the port is closed, so I can't really click it. So I'll quickly do that, but after that, well, no, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom, be back, and then I will implement that. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and so now we're gonna implement that closed ports are not accessible, because of course something we want to do. So let's go from Unity to Visual Studio, because we need to go to the port button script. Port selector, port option UI, there we go. And then if port is not open, we don't actually have access to the button right now. So let's just do that. And do that. And then we'll just button dot did it import that one? I never asked that. Button dot interactable is actually port dot is open. Let's just do that rather than the statement, because that's not useful. All right. So let's move the button to the top, then the image, then those and the sprites. Because that looks a little bit better. Then on click has no longer reference, which can be removed. Because now it actually starts the program rather than this. So this port data will be used later for the actual registering if the thing is done. For the database, probably. Like what I probably will use it for is the API, so it communicates to the API. Oh yeah, this port was attacked by this person, but he failed, so something like that. Port selector, port button. So right now in Unity, let's back in the port button. We of course need to set the port button in the button. And if I'm correct, now if we go back to play mode and we go and hack Garrett again. This is Garrett's device. And then we wait on this. Now it's disabled, so that's good. And then I also want a lock icon, so it's actually locked too. Now we can't actually click it, so that's good. So. I still need to fix the button thing, I like the sprite for it, because it's still not correct. Apparently I also closed my to-do list. Whoops. So disable if button if port's closed, so that's now implemented. Add lock button, yeah, that will be later. Also a lower priority. Then inside of the Oh. All right. So the system options, the elevator route, technically also needs to start a node hacking minigame. So, but that will also be a program. So let's just quickly. Technically, it will be like the same as Node Hacker, just so let me I just copied over the script of Node Hacker real quick, so let me just all right. This program will be called Rootify. Just so you become root. Let me think. Do I have a nice SKR for that? I don't think so. So let me just do some. Finding. Escalatable. Oh. Executable. Then it prepares an attack, delays, and then starts it. Yeah, kind of like that. That's kind of what I wanted. All right, then we go back to Unity. So elevator routes. That will start Rootify. So let me just quickly. I do need to create that actual program because otherwise it doesn't do it. Otherwise it doesn't exist. Rootify. So elevator route will call Rootify. Execute. Then Rootify program execute. It will clear, console clear. And on execution finish, it will start node hack. Node hack start. Invoke. So that. Then back in the main scene in the console manager, I do need to add Rootify as a possible program. And now if we now if we go to the job details, scan the ports. So and on execute, clear, also clear. Just so that so that works. So that's nice. Then let's find some nice ASCII art for this. Test them all. Something. Just scrolling through a lot of them, but I don't see. Oh, that actually is just plain and simple. Let's do that one. I don't like plain and simple. All right, let's go back to the code editor real quick. Add a new console line text. The text we're going to put in is that with a 0 character write speed. Then I'll just copy it line by line because paste the whole. And then also don't forget to add an. So that's Rootify. I also kind of want color. Let me just quickly grab a nice golden. X, there we go. I just need to put it only at the start because the whole line is technically covered. All right. Let's see how this looks in Unity. Browser. Smell that one. Scan ports. There we go, Routify. Like, that looks actually pretty good. All right, yeah. I think that is going to be it for today's stream. So I thank you all for joining and hanging out. I am going to watch some Formula 1 in a bit, so I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Well, at least the last day of the weekend, so I hope you all have a wonderful last day of the weekend. And I talk to you all later. And hopefully in the future I will stream again, work further on this project, because I am actually pretty stoked to work on this project. So thanks everyone for watching, and have a nice day.